office supplies, savings for baby. As a matter of fact, there's something for everyone at the Payless Dollar sale. Just $20. The bargains you've been looking for are at the Payless Dollar sale. Isn't it nice to know you can save so much in just one stop?
Payless, there's more for you at Payless.
The first day of school. It's a whole new world. So exciting, so different, and so lonely.
Send along some love of your own. Hostess is a hug from home.
His favorites are Hostess Twinkies cakes. Moist, golden sponge cake and a creamy middle. I love them too much to give him anything less.
Want one?
Always fresh. Hostess Twinkies cakes, cupcakes, and fruit pies.
Hostess is a hug from home.
What do you like best about Flaky Jakes?
I can get my hamburger and put all the ingredients I want on it and put as much as I want on it, and I know I'm going to get a full meal out of it.
Nobody else in town that I know of has melted cheese that I can put on my burger like that.
I love the atmosphere. I love the neon. It's really a fun place to be. The food is the best quality. The burgers are great, and I love the fact that they have their own butcher shop. The condiments are always really fresh, and the burgers are the best.
What do you like best about Flaky Jakes? Well, the Seattle Mariners once again tied for the basement spot in the American League West, picking up the action in the first inning. We're going to see Matt Young. He's going to retire the first two batters, but Big Buddy Bell crashes this home run. His 10th of the year. The Rangers, they lead it by a score of 1-0. A fan gets to take a nice souvenir home from the KNDO. A little better attendance than last night, too, so that's good for George Argyris. Maybe that team's going to stay in town after all. Bottom of that inning, Alvin Davis crosses Jack Percani, his 105th RBI of the season, one short of the club record held by Willie Horton. So Alvin Davis also having a super year, setting lots of records. In the fourth inning, on top for good, Curtis Wilkerson singles up the middle off Matt Young. Hostetler comes across to score, make it 2-1. Billy Sample is then going to step up with the sacrifice base hit. George Witt is going to come across to score for another Texas run. I tell you, it just got worse, so we aren't going to look at that much more of it. The Rangers go on to beat Seattle by a score of 8-1. Elsewhere in the American League tonight, Chicago over Oakland. Good news for the White Sox in the American League West. They beat Oakland 4-2. Toronto downs the Yankees in a small scoring game by 1 run. Baltimore over Detroit by a couple. Boston, they beat Milwaukee by 1. Renee Lashman, he's gone at the end of this season. Kansas City over Minnesota, the race for first place. Kansas City first place once again. They beat the Minnesota Twins tonight. 3-2 the score on that. Cleveland over California, 7-1 the score. And as we just saw, Texas over Seattle by a score of 8-1. The Chicago Cubs, they cut their magic number to 10 today. We have more in this report from Wrigley Field.
Dan Major and
The Cubs jumped on Expo pitcher Bryn Smith early. Leon Durham pumped this one past Dan Dreesen at first base. The ball went into right field, allowing Ryan Sandberg to score 1-0 Cubs. That's the way things stayed until the Montreal third, when Ron Johnson got one down the wheelhouse. Johnson nailed his 2-run home run off Cubs starter Rich Bordy into the right field cheap seats. The Expos took a lead at 2-1. Then in the Cub fifth, Andre Dawson turned in the defensive play of the game. Dawson made this great catch in right field with 2 Cubs on the bases. That got Montreal out of the inning and kept the 2-1 lead through 5. And elsewhere in the National League, there's the Montreal-Chicago score. St. Louis takes a couple from Philadelphia. The Mets, they down Pittsburgh. Good news for them. They're still on the Cubs' tail. Cincinnati over San Francisco by 3. Atlanta downs Houston by a score of 4-1. And Los Angeles, a big winner over San Diego in the American League West tonight. Well, Chicago Cubs fans are miffed at the owner of a building, one of those apartments outside the left field wall of Wrigley Field. Now, it seems like he wants to keep 2 of his tenants off the roof so they can't watch the Cub games, and he might be able to rent the space if the Cubs do indeed win that National League East title. But the fans, they say they've gone to court, and they're going to try and block that move, so good news for them. Well, the Chicago Bulls, they held a press conference today in the Windy City to announce professional sports' latest millionaire. The Bulls, they've signed Michael Jordan, making him the 3rd highest paid young ball player in all of the NBA. He's preceded, of course, only by Akeem the Dream Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson of the Houston Rockets.
Well, I'm very happy to come to an agreement. I think that I didn't see any problem. At least I didn't. Maybe my attorneys saw some, but I always felt that I could, everything would work out well and I'd be ending up in Chicago. Everyone else is starting to win, the Cubs, White Sox, and the Bears, so hopefully, the Bulls can start winning, and hopefully I can be a part of it and hopefully contribute. And I really feel good, and I'm glad everything is over with. Now I can concentrate on the season.
Tell you, the Bulls are probably going to be the team to beat in that NBA Midwest division. Well, turning to football, according to early Las Vegas odds, the Michigan Wolverines are the solid 5-point favorite to beat the Huskies this Saturday. The Cougars, boogies say Wazoo. They'll lose in Columbus to Ohio State by big, 8.5 points. That means that they're probably going to lose by a bigger amount, but don't count on it. The Cougars are a pretty good football team this year. And the New England Patriots, they're expected to get a little revenge on the Seahawks for last year's playoff loss. Sunday, the Pats are expected to win by 2. And the kickoff for that Buckeye-Cougar game has been moved back a couple hours to 12:40 in the afternoon our time to accommodate a Midwest Sports cable network. But I'm sorry to say, that game will not be shown in our area, but hopefully we'll have some highlights on Saturday for you. And the Tacoma Stars of the Major Indoor Soccer League announced today they've extended the contracts of 3 players. Defenders Jimmy Sinclair, Neil Megson, a former Seattle Sounder, and goalie John Beretta. The Stars, they currently have 20 players on their active roster. Returning players report to camp. I tell you, this season's gone by fast. They report to camp on the 27th of this month. Tacoma opens its second season in the Tacoma Dome, November 3rd against the New York Cosmos. So that should be a good game and a special season for the Tacoma Stars. We'll be back. Korynne will be right back with a look at the weather. Stay tuned.
Excitement is running high at lottery locations all over Washington as people discover the fun of triple choice and lotto. Excuse me, what game are you playing?
Lotto.
Lotto, where you play for a jackpot of thousands, even millions every week. What are you playing?
Triple choice.
Triple choice. You play for smaller amounts but have more chances to win every day. How about you?
I'm going to play them both.
Good. You can play Lotto every week, triple choice every day. Look for the big green banner. Excuse me, sir, what game are you playing?
Margaret Rayburn, as state representative, what will be your top priority for the people of the Yakima Valley?
Agriculture and education are partners trying to solve the same problem. Both are trying to develop existing resources to their full potential. I will work to preserve and promote excellence in agriculture while working to achieve equal excellence in our public schools.
On September 18th, the people of the 15th District can make a positive choice. Vote for Margaret Rayburn, strong on agriculture and education.
Good evening. Well, I bet many of you saw our first official sign of fall this morning. It wasn't the leaves changing, but it was the dew on the grass. That's a sure sign that fall is in the air. Our low this morning, 37 degrees, but it did reach 73 for our high today in the Yakima Valley, but it was chilly this morning. Took a while for our conditions to warm up. Let's take a look at the rest of the nation now. The jet stream today, it's moving onshore and it's further north than it has been, bringing really most of the nation beautiful clear skies today and hot sunny weather. But it didn't help too much in the east. Hurricane Diana is still moving onshore right along the eastern seaboard, just hitting the coast of the Carolinas. They had winds today ranging from 115 to 125 miles per hour. They had lots of flooding too, and it is still continuing to make people evacuate from their homes all along the coast. In the Midwest, conditions were just about the opposite. Beautiful clear skies today, and including just about most of the nation's interior today, even up quite a bit further east. And Oklahoma did have our high temperature today. It was in Enning. They had 98 degrees. And taking a look at our low temperatures, first off, last night's low was in our neighboring state of Oregon, in Redmond. They reported 28 degrees. Now for us in Washington state, looks like we're in the 30s and the 40s. In eastern Washington, our conditions and temperatures will continue to be in the 30s, hopefully in the upper 30s for our morning lows and overnight lows. But for western Washington, they will continue to be a little bit warmer in the 40s. Now let's take a look at our conditions around the northwest. We've got high pressure that's continuing to build just offshore. You can see it out here, and it's going to continue to shift those clouds right out of Washington state. So as we move closer to our weekend, it looks like it's going to be clear skies for us, or just a few high clouds for the most part, and no rain for western Washington. They have had lots of rain just right along the coast. Heavy rains last night and this morning, but they did see the sun break through by this afternoon. And for most of eastern Washington, our temperatures were mostly in the 70s today, but it did reach the 60s in some parts of eastern Washington. Let's take a look at our conditions today from around the state. On the western side, fair and partly cloudy for the most part. It did jump up to 74 degrees today for the high in western Washington. They can expect a chance of some more showers tonight, but it's going to clear up as they reach their weekend highs in the 70s and lows in the lower 40s. On our side of the state, fair skies today for the most part. Some clouds, a little bit more in Spokane, but the high temperature was in the Tri-Cities. It was fair and 70 degrees. We can expect mostly fair skies through eastern Washington through Friday, and continuing with those cool nights, our highs in the upper 60s and lows in the upper 30s. Our Yakima Valley forecast is going to be a little bit warmer for us. Fair and warm Thursday and Friday, but those nights are going to be cool. Highs in the mid-70s and those lows in the mid to upper 30s. And a reminder that tomorrow is a burn day in the Yakima Valley. As we take a look at our extended forecast for the weekend, it's going to have fair days and those continued cool nights. It may warm up to 85 degrees this weekend, but our lows are going to remain in the lower 40s. That's our News Center weather for tonight. Have a good evening.
Arnold Palmer announces Pennzoil's Clean Deal Sale.
Now's the time to load up on all the Pennzoil quality and protection you can handle. Pennzoil makes it easy, with prices too good to pass up, and no gimmicks. All you have to do is watch for the ad from your favorite store that's featuring Pennzoil at special deal prices. It's Pennzoil's Clean Deal Sale. Take us up on it.
Pressure is a natural part of everyone's life, but sometimes the pressure can be too much, and you suffer. Depression, anxiety, confusion, or a feeling of being completely helpless. It can be an overwhelming experience. That's when you need help. Professional medical help. And the place to get that help is at the Stress Center. Call the Stress Center. We can't make your problems go away, but we can show you how to live with them.
For the rather high rate of teenage pregnancy rates is the lack of birth control devices and information available for teenagers. Well, tonight for Viewpoint, we asked people if they felt teenagers aged 14 through 17 should be allowed to buy their own birth control devices.
No.
Why?
Because I just don't think they should. Their parents should know about it, and their parents should be the one that, they shouldn't be doing things, like bad things like that. I just don't think.
I don't think so. I think that parents need to be consulted in something like that. That's very important. I would want my own little gal when she grows up to talk to me about anything like that. And I feel very strongly that they're too young to make a decision like that on their own.
I don't think they should. I think it's such an important decision that they should get counsel from their parents who can give wise counsel and who know them better than anyone else.
Yeah, I think they should.
Why is that?
I think they should. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Why?
Because I really don't know. I just don't think they should be able to.
And that's our late report for tonight. Join us tomorrow at 5:30 at Evans, Korynne, and myself. We'll give you all the news, sports, and weather. As far as that concerned, this late night concern replacing Sandy Bell. Good night.